Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Lindsay Smith, a practitioner here at the Center for Spiritual Living, Greater Dayton. And I am delighted to welcome you this morning. Woo-hoo. If this is your first time here, a special welcome to you. We would very much appreciate it if you would take a minute to fill out the tear-off strip on your program cover. That is,
Anybody got one they can?
yeah, it's just a, yeah, that thing right there. Thank you. And drop it in at the Welcome Center after service. Reverend Cece is at a ministerial student retreat this weekend. She will be back next Sunday. I will be giving our reading and invocation this morning. Our vigil holder is Linda Andriaco, and Andy Hawk and I will be offering our interfaith candle lighting, which reminds us of the many sources of wisdom and truth available to us from all the world's religions. Today, the kids are with Mark and Ton. If Mark and Ton could show themselves. Yes, wonderful. Kids, just head on over there, and the teens and tweens are with us in the sanctuary. Do we have any kids today? Oh, there. Oh, good. Okay, so let us bless our youth as they go back. I am knowing that the time that these children and our teachers are with them is a blessed time, that it is a time filled with wonder and love and learning and excitement, and I know it is good and all good. So be it. Have fun back there. Thanks to everybody who helped make our spring picnic so great last Sunday. It was really a good time. We have now raised $4,000 with our Cooking with God fundraiser this year. Only $1,000 to go to reach our goal. We have an updated catalog with sold out events in gray. The events that are in black still have at least one ticket available. So take a look and get your tickets while you still can. There are some events coming up, a couple coming up soon, each with a few tickets left. One is on June 23rd. It's called Let's Roll. It's an adult bike ride followed by lunch at Carillon Brewing. I don't know if you've ever been to Carillon Brewing, but it's nice. Okay, and then there's one on June 30th called Vision Boards and Brunch event, where you will create a nicely framed vision board. July 7th is game night, an evening of food and fun. This is always a popular event. Come, play board games, eat, drink, and laugh until it hurts. Then, on Sunday, July 8th, some great summer beach fun. The Beach Boat Blast. Sun, sand, and tubing, skis, boat rides, playing in the water along with a picnic on the beach. Please mark your calendars for Monday, June 25th at 7 p.m. We have Lisa Ferrero and Erica Luckett. They're going to be here. They're here for a soul session, a time of music, poetry, and silence that will fill you up. Please come and give yourself and your world this gift.
The two of them are the ones that created the song Reflection that we sing after the message.
Oh, those guys.
Oh yeah, and they're awesome. They really are. So, okay. Our practitioners are here to pray with you after service. Just ask one of the people wearing the teal or white stole if you would like prayer. This is their gift to you on Sundays with deep love. We light the first candle in honor of Native American religious traditions. O great Creator, I come before you in a humble manner and offer you this sacred pipe with tears in my eyes and an ancient song. From my heart I pray. I pray for my relations in nature, all those who walk, crawl, fly, and swim, seen and unseen, to the good spirits that exist in every part of creation. We light the second candle in honor of Buddhism, a mind unruffled by the vagaries of fortune, from sorrow freed, from defilements cleansed, and from fear liberated. This is the greatest blessing. We light the third candle in honor of the Sufi tradition. Your task is not to seek for love, but merely to seek and find all the barriers within yourself that you have built against it. We light the fourth candle in honor of Christianity. We are the children of light and love, the children of God, and as such we must have His qualities and His attributes of love, peace, and kindness toward all. We light the fifth candle in honor of Hinduism. Try not to change the world. You will fail. Try to love the world. Lo, the world is changed forever. We light the sixth candle in honor of Judaism. God is the mystery to which our lives are the answer. We light the final candle in honor of Taoism. Kindness in words creates confidence. Kindness in thinking creates profoundness. Kindness in giving creates love. Our reading today is by Ernest Holmes. Our roots are in the mind of God. Our individuality, everything that we are and do, is an effect of our invisible forces. Forces which continually draw on the infinite. God has need of us, or it wouldn't have put us on this earth here. The divine wishes to express through you and through me, or we would have no existence. It is only because we live in God that we live at all. If we think of ourselves as rooted in God and expect divine power to flow through us, our every thought and act will be animated by the same life and power and beauty that clothe the lily of the field. If you could go into the silence with me for a moment. And centered right here and right now in this beautiful, wonderful, powerful moment of love. I am knowing that right here and right now, this service is so blessed. I'm knowing that everyone that is here today is uplifted and divinely supported by that love that empowers all of life. I'm knowing that Becky is divinely guided and led, and that the voice of God comes through her, and that she speaks the truth with every word and with every breath. I'm knowing that our children are so blessed in the back, that they are having a wonderful time and they're learning so much. I'm knowing that each and every one of us that are here today are so supported, so uplifted, so inspired, and imbued with that loving force that is the truth of all beingness. I'm also knowing in this prayer that the home office of our church is perfectly staffed, perfect guidance for all leaders, and abundant resources. And I'm knowing that the Center for Spiritual Living in Washington, D.C. has always perfect leaders for youth program, and that our center is thriving, joyful, and healthy, and prosperous, and that that center is shining the light in the U.S. Capitol. And I'm knowing that all of our centers are divinely blessed and shining the light for this world. And so be it, and so it is.
Hello. How's everybody this morning? Good. You like my shoes?
I wore the same.
I did. Hey, sister. Actually, I've had my shoes on since 3:15 this morning when I left Atlanta, and my feet are like, get them off. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get them off. So I hope you all enjoy bare feet. Take them off. You have my permission. So it's wonderful to be here today to really talk about this month's theme, which is spiritual wisdom and how to follow it. So when we look at spiritual wisdom, I was in prayer and meditating and really looking at what was to come forth today. And I meditated and I meditated and just complete blank. So I had a conversation with Source, my God, and I said, all right, one of my journeys, my spiritual journey, is to learn to trust that presence of life itself is right where I am. It is moving through me, breathing me, beating my heartbeat, thinking my thoughts. It is all that I am. Even when I'm in the midst of doubt, even when I'm in the midst of this can't be the Spirit of God when I feel like this. But where is God to go? Where is that which is life to go? It doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't cease to be because I don't recognize it. It still is. So my journey isn't so much to try to find out where God is. God's there, right here. If we believe that in science of mind, there is one, then everything comes from the one. So there's nothing that exists outside of it. As hard as that might be for us to believe, because we consider God and all that's spiritual to be related to what qualities? Love, peace, harmony, joy. What else? Prosperity, abundance, wholeness, fun. And when we're not in those spaces, how easy is it to notice or appear that which is life is not there? Oh, come on. Do you think that life is there when you're in the midst of pain? Do you think the source of your life, that which is God, is there when you're hurting?
Yes.
And if it is there, then what is it that's there? It's easy in the midst of feeling good, and that's what's so nice about feeling good, is we remember. We remember that which has been described in books all over the world as love, as peace, as joy, as life. We remember. But when we get into the pangs of doubt, where we question, how easy is it for us to really remember? Not remember just here and go, oh, intellectually, yes, I know God is there. But what does it mean to really know? Then in the midst of the questioning, in the midst of a world that feels crazy, how do we know? Where do we go? When we look at spiritual wisdom, what is spiritual wisdom? A wise spirit, right? What is wise? Does wise know all the answers? I'm going to ask a lot of questions. Is that okay? And here's the reason, is that sometimes we listen to somebody standing up here and we think that they have our answers. But in reality, what they do is they provide for us the opportunity for us to tap inside to that wisdom that's inherent within each of us. And that wisdom that's inherent within each one of us is going to speak differently because we're different. It's going to call to us a passion, a dream, a vision, a life that's not lived like anybody else's life. Because we were not designed to live like anybody else. We were divinely created, right? Divinely human. So that that which is life itself, that which is the reason that anything exists, could have fun being. Could know what it is to feel. Know what it is to dream. Know what it is to expand. What it means to be physical. And it does it through who? Us. It does it through our dreams. It does it through the things that we're passionate about. The things that when we dream them, we're like, yes. Yes, this is what I want. It's like I was in Atlanta and I got the opportunity to see the play Hamilton, or the musical. Has anybody ever seen that musical? Wow. Wow. And the guy who created that, they talk about being in the force here. Talk about living in that force as he was creating that musical. It took him many years, but as he was writing his initial piece, it was just like coming, as if somebody was pouring liquid over a waterfall. It was just coming. He had connected with the source of who and what he really was. Now, if you asked me to connect with the source of who and what I was, I would never have created that music. Not that there's not anything wrong with me, I just would not have created that music. And thank God he was chosen to listen, to pay attention to the love that is the very essence of who he is and what he is, to the dreams and the passion that he has for music, that he created these pieces. And then you have these entertainers who are passionate. And how many of you are entertainers out there? How many of you have ever followed a path that in following it somebody told you, don't be ridiculous, you can't make money at it? That's it. That's kind of, don't be, really? Really? You're going to college and you're going to do what? Study history? Really? You can't do anything with a history degree. Poli-sci. Theater, you know how many people make it in theater? And so what happens is we lose connection with the dream because we start listening to what? Peanut gallery, somebody else's ideas. Instead of what? Our own. So when we look at what is spiritual wisdom is the wisdom that lies within the very heart of who we are. The opportunity and what we do to follow it is to learn to listen. To learn what it means that when we have a dream or a vision, there's a reason for having that dream and vision. But it's easy when we have a dream and a vision to listen to all the sounds that are around us that have said, who do you think you are? We don't do that around here. Come on. We don't do that. Remember who you are. Remember where you come from. Well, no thank you. I'm ready for other things. Not that where I came from was bad. I just don't want to stay there. I want to explore other things. I want to live other parts of my life. Any of you feel that way? Any of you feel inside of you that something, I don't care if it's to get up, and I had somebody call me and say, would you put in a recommendation for me because I want to do that St. Bridget's thing where they be with babies who have been moving through addiction. She's retired. She's got to be 75 now. And she says, you think they'll want me? I'm like, it's not up to them if they want you. Do you want it? Do you want it? Because you see, when we got that calling inside of us, it's not to mess with us. It's not to, hey, let's dangle this in front of you. No, you can't have it. No, it's, something's calling me. And usually the thing that's calling us is the thing that's going to also call us to be brave. And what that bravery means is that I got to be willing to believe the thing that's calling me more than the thing that I'm afraid of. I got to be willing to believe the journey that I've walked, the calling inside of my own being that has led me for 20 years, almost. It'll be 20 years next year as a practitioner licensed in this teaching. All right? I was called to this community. It was not a, it wasn't a, it was a calling. There was just something, and there was a reason for it. I like the teachings. Finally, somebody wasn't trying to tell me what I needed to believe. I didn't have to go through somebody else in order to experience God. It was right here. Somebody said, look inside, Becky. Where? Inside. And each and every year, there's been growing and learning and understanding and deepening. And it's been powerful. There's a reason I'm called there. And in that reason, what it has told me is in my meditation and teaching foundations. How many of you had foundations? That's a rocking class, isn't it? I'm telling you, the class itself is great. And when you get in connected with these people, woo, it's awesome. And when we talk about following and learning to listen within and trusting, that's a journey, my friends, at least for me. I don't know about y'all, but it's a journey for me. Because you see, to step forward and be bold means that I got to be willing to surrender my belief that I'm not worthy. I have to be willing to surrender the fear that what happens if I mess up? Maybe people will really know me for who I am. I've been hiding it pretty good. But oh my God, they're going to discover me. And those are big. And then it's ultimately, will this thing that my heart has led to me to for so long be there? If I truly let go, as if I'm on the precipice of a what? One of these things, ledge. If I'm on that precipice of it, and I dare to fall into it and go, yes, will it catch me? Will it lift me up? Will it say, woo? But it can't. Until at some point I'm willing to let it. Now for me, letting it means learning, listening, paying attention. And I do that by reading. I do that by taking classes, talking with people, doing contemplative reading and just reflection. But most importantly and most powerfully for me was meditating. Because it wasn't until I could meditate that all of a sudden, that life force that was talked about in this reading became more than just words on a page. You see, I began to become aware of it, because I got a mind. You know, I mean, we all have minds, right? But we all have minds. And my mind can click at a really good pace. And I think I got it. I think intellectually I have it. I can explain it away great. But explaining it intellectually doesn't begin. It does not even begin to show me what's there. And what I've discovered in the time that I've been meditating is that, wow, there are things and an energy that I'm part of that's simply beautiful. And all of a sudden it's like I don't have to worry and argue in my mind. If I'm just quiet, there's an awareness. I sense, I begin to feel, I become aware of this life force. That it becomes more than what these words on a page were doing 20 years ago when I walked into this room and said, what? I'm not quite sure about this, but I like it. I want to learn more. And I argued like crazy with the minister. The God love her patience. But I did. I wasn't going to be fooled anymore. I was done with that. So following my spiritual path meant my bliss. You'll often hear people say, follow your bliss, follow your joy. How many of us really go into spirituality because we want to suffer? Really? Are you looking to be in pain? Is that really why you're going into it? No, we're going into it because we want to feel better, right? So there's got to be a reason why there's this strong longing to feel better. Maybe it's because part of the journey of feeling better is that which is life itself, which is love, which is peace, which is joy, which is harmony, which is bliss, is calling us back to become aware of who it is that we really are, which has to do with joy. It has to do with bliss. It has to do with peace. It has to do with going, wow, I rock. And so does everybody around me. It's joy. It's about in the moment when we've got a decision between, do I want to take myself down a road where when I do, I feel miserable? I say mean things to myself? I, move into fear. Oh my God, the world's falling apart. I don't know about you, but when I go there, it is not a happy place. But when I pause and I say, okay, I'm at that point, there's this teaching that has said, look and begin to honor and pay attention to the joy, to the love, to that which feels better. And so I turn and I say, okay, what feels better? And I'm like, wow, that's cool. And then there's a little thought in my mind goes, don't be ridiculous. You learned that in order to be spiritual or do this or be on the right path, it's got to hurt. It's got to be hard. It's got to be whatever. So it means learning how to go, really? Is that what it means? Why would that which is all love ever want us to hurt? So maybe it's not about that which is love, that which is source, that which is God. Maybe it's about the fact that we've just kind of misunderstood. And we've built a whole life around this misunderstanding. So in following this spiritual path, it's about turning within. Creating space inside of ourselves to listen. Go for a walk, do the dishes, sit and meditate looking at a candle. Sing a song and get into it. Whatever it is, it causes us to slow down and the mind to slow down. To become aware of something more. And then it calls us to pause on that moment of saying, which way do I want to go? And maybe it's just simply taking a step a little to the direction that feels better. Because I don't know about you, but when you feel better after feeling really bad, isn't it a nice relief? And when it feels like a nice relief, what does your heart feel like? Does it feel kind of like opening? And so in that open space, in that openness, is the opportunity to come to an ever greater awareness of what we each are being called to. And our journeys are unique. And they're important. Because you see, the only life I can fully live is my own. But boy, when I watch you living and you introduce me to the things that you find beautiful or marvelous, I get to discover a part of God that I never knew through my own being. I get to see it through you. I get to feel it in you. And that's marvelous. So let's remember that we're part of this something that in this reading Ernest Holmes called a force. It's kind of like the force be with you, Luke. Remember how he doubted? Remember when he was in the swamp and Yoda was like, meditate. He'd get frustrated because Luke would be like, oh, come on, meditate? I've got to get out there and kill people, I got to get out there and stop the Alliance or whatever they call it. I got to get out and do that. What do you mean I have to be quiet and meditate? And Yoda would have those nice little thoughts that when you're in Luke's space, he's like, really? That's not very physical. We need to do something. But ultimately, what did Luke do? He got quiet, didn't he? He got quiet. And then when he got quiet, what happened to the ship in the swamp? It began to rise. How many of you seen that movie? Yeah. And what happened when he noticed the ship was rising?
It dropped.
Why?
Because he doubted himself.
Yeah, it dropped. But guess what? He could do it again. That ship was still going to be there. And he did. And what happened? It rose. And he gained a greater awareness of who he was and what this force was that he was talking about and that was being taught to him. So it is my hope that each of us, as the unique and beautiful beings that we are, get to learn how to play with that. Get to learn to see that not only in ourselves, but in one another. And if it's difficult, then ask me. Ask any of our licensed practitioners. And if you've been in foundations classes with one another, you know how to pray. Go to one another. Say, please no for me, because I'm having a hard time seeing it. Help me to remember. How does that sound?
Good.
Yeah? Well, let's go ahead and we're going to go into prayer. We're going to take a moment just to get quiet. And as we're getting quiet, just notice. Just notice. Become aware. Maybe it's being aware of your breath, aware of your body in the seat, aware of the movement as the band comes up to stage. Just become aware. Because right there, right where you are, life is breathing you like it's breathing me. That which is love is beating our hearts. It is breathing us. It is dreaming us, thinking our thoughts, waiting, being what it is, knowing that what it is can never be thwarted. It's just an opportunity for us to remember. To dare to remember the beauty of our own being. To dare to remember how simply marvelous that life is, expressing and being, each one of us. And so we remember in this moment, each of us in our own hearts and in our own ways, with our own words and our own images. Something that is calling us to something greater. I know it is love. I know it has peace. I know it has. That's what I simply don't have a word for, but when I pause long enough, I marvel at. It feels so good. This source of my life, this source of the life of every individual within this community is simply wonderful. Is beautiful. It's creative, curious, expressive, expansive, prosperous, wise, loving, and whole. And since I know that truly that is all that is, no matter what face it wears, what expression it has, it does not cease to be that which is source, that which is God. I know it is. And I know that whatever is going on, that truth remains, unfolding, always seeking to find its way back to a greater understanding, experience, awareness of itself. And so I know that each and every one of us, whatever part of the journey that we are on, we are always being guided back to that truth that we resonate with. That truth that helps us to remember, to feel, and to live from more powerfully, more lovingly. And so I know that we hear it, that it is present always. It does not leave, it cannot leave. For it is what we are. Without it, there would be nothing. And so I know each and every individual in this space and place is learning, discovering, embracing a greater awareness, understanding, an experience of who it is that he or she it is, and what life is. That not only is what this experience is of being human, but more. And that in this, one at a time, we change our own lives, embracing a bigger picture and embracing a bigger world. And so I'm grateful that God is present here, that God is walking, standing, breathing, singing, thinking. And knowing that it is good, I simply let it be so as I release this. And together we sing, and so it is. Oh, you're putting me, okay. So, we have our giving now. Okay. And even though they're holding the baskets, and as it gets passed around, let's together honor the fact that as a community, and as individuals within the community, we bring our prayerful energy and our love to this moment. And so together, please know as I speak these words, for the joyous giving and abundance for our community. So we take this opportunity to contribute toward bringing to life our big vision, a vision of loving and supportive community. When we give to the center, we support its work of changing people's lives, of helping people on the journey to a better world. All right. Oh, that's so awesome. Do you know that? Well, turn around and look at each other. You guys are just really awesome. No, thank you. I accept. Yeah, I remember learning that when somebody compliments you, Becky, say thank you. Don't go, oh, no, really. Yeah, I was really good at that. And then I learned to be different. So, enough of that. So, here's the page. I agree. So, I want to thank everybody for coming. Thank you for being here today and for sharing who you are with us in this moment. As we kind of create something different today, something that will never be again. But we get to enjoy it for what it is right now. One last announcement. We had a very special person in our lives here who made her transition, Thelma. And so what we are going to do is this Saturday at 2 p.m., we are going to have some fun here at the center, celebrating her life. So we'd like to invite you to join us so we get to celebrate the life and the love of a woman who is very, very special. And so, I'm going to do a closing affirmation and we're going to do the song Hallelujah. So you ready? So we pause a minute. Oh, you can stand up. Let's stand up. I love it. See? I have to learn.
We're going to say right where we are.
Oh, come on. Right where we are. The God of our being. Simply is. And our joy is to get to discover that right now. And so we say, yes. All right.
1, 2, 3,